Hi, my name is Sandy Carter, and this is our social business coffee break. And today we're in the great state of Texas, Austin, Texas that is, at South by Southwest. Now, as we looked at all the sessions that are coming up for South by Southwest, we saw a lot of topics. In fact, this word cloud reveals that there are some very expected terms, right, for South by Southwest. Innovation, technology, the future. But there were also some surprises. We noticed that design has popped to the top, data, and of course my very favorite, social as well. So let's just think about with the audience here of entrepreneurs, startups, why are these things so important? We recently took the opportunity to talk to some of our finalists that we recently had at our IBM Smart Camp. This was during our Entrepreneur Week. And we centered in on those entrepreneurs who had a great interest in design, in data, and social. So we're here today with our Latin America winner from Sao Paulo, Brazil, Geekie, Claudio Sasaki. How are you?
Well,
great to see you. So I have a couple questions for you.
Sure.
First of all, how important do you think it is to really focus in on good design to engage students as they really learn about the next generation of competitive products?
Well, I think one of the greatest things we learned pretty quickly is how important is design to engage students, and that's actually a pretty critical part of our product development. It's really testing our design with students, with teachers, with parents, all stakeholders, because it's an online platform, so you are one click away from Facebook, social networks, emails, etc. So if the design is not good, you're gonna pretty much lose your student pretty quickly.
Now, are you seeing some trends in design, especially with those new millennials coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think certainly mobile is a big trend, especially in the public that we attend is usually people from 15 to 25 years old. So mobile is huge. The other couple of things, one is, of course, being simple and user-friendly, it's critical. And also, I think the more personal, you can bring the design, the more engaged I think your user will be.
Can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
So if you had to talk to our audience about kind of 3 best practices for getting a great design, what would those be? What would you recommend to the audience listening today?
Well, the first one is test as much as you can. Second is really be close to your end user. And the third one is don't underestimate the power that the design has to engage your user.
I love that. So don't underestimate the power that the design has to engage your user.
Yes.
Claudio, thank you so much. I appreciate that
You're
insight.
welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So now we're going to talk to our U.S. winner, which is OnFarm, and Lance Donnie is the CEO. So welcome, Lance.
Thank you, Sandy.
I'm going to ask you some questions about data, since this is such a hot topic for our South by Southwest audience. So the first one is, what do you see as some of the opportunities that come from integrating that siloed data?
Yeah, for us in agriculture, integrated data means creating new insight that farmers don't understand, but the disparate parts, right? So if they know a particular data point like soil moisture or weather, they may have made some previous decision on that information. But when you bring the data together, it creates the opportunity to have all new insights about what it means for your crop and your operation. And I think that's available in any industry, right? So new insights are extremely important from the data.
Interesting. So, and you have an interesting client, right? The farmers.
We do.
So how do you explain the value of this, analysis to someone who's not technical?
Right. So it's the end product, right? So it's if they can look at the information in the end and see that they can make a better decision, which either means growing more or saving resources like water, to them, that's the end product. That's the value proposition. And when they see that implemented in their practice, actually executed and saving their crop, letting them grow more profitably, they're winners. I mean, that's the success for them. And I think for growers, I like to say all growers are from Missouri. They're show me, right? So you have to show them the data means better crops.
Oh, that's great. That's a great saying. Can I ask you one more question?
Of course.
Biggest aha moment you've gotten so far from one of your users around data? Do you have like a great story that's...
Yeah, so we've got one of our early users was using his previous systems. He had several that he was juggling, and he would spend 3 hours a day just doing data analytics, right? So he told us this year he spent about 30 minutes a day. So for a grower, for a grower that spends during the season maybe 15 hours a day working, if you take him out of the office 3 hours, they're the happiest camper in the world.
Wow, I wish you could save me 3 hours.
We'll do that next.
Lance Donnie, CEO of OnFarm, thank you.
Sandy.
Thanks so much. So we're here now with our European winner, Shopa from Social Commerce, and Peter Janes, CEO. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
So we have a couple of questions because at South by Southwest, social is really hot, one of my favorite topics. Tell me what you see as some of the drivers of social commerce.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a new thing. People have been talking about products for a long, long time, and it's purely down to the fact that people are connected now more than ever before in whole new mediums and able to talk about products, talk about services, and it's purely the fact that now people can connect with people all over the world really, really quickly and seamlessly, and it's companies like mine are utilising that. We're piggybacking on these levels of chains of communication that exist now more than ever before.
So what do you think? How can brands engage customers to drive more revenue? Engagement's so important.
Sure. I mean, it's the old methods failing. The overly corporate messages from banner ads, just people, the millennials just don't understand them anymore. They're impervious. So it's talking to them on their level and talking to them in channels that they currently already talk to friends on. And it's getting your brand or your presence involved in those communications is the best way to succeed now online. It's not about visibility on your own, it's visibility within those communications.
And if you don't mind, I'll ask you one more question. What do you see about social commerce in a mobile world? Do you see those coming together? How do you see those working?
It's almost everything now.
Yeah.
I mean, the desktop has its place, but brands and retailers need to place themselves very strongly within the mobile environment in order to succeed.
Excellent. Well, you heard it here. Social commerce, the trends that are changing, and mobile joining in the race. So thank you so much, Peter. Appreciate it.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. You've seen today on today's Social Business Coffee Break the highlights of South by Southwest with data and design and social really taking over the show. My name is Sandy Carter, and this has been our Social Business Coffee Break.